I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast.
Today's pep talk is about making your expectations clear. And many times we think we're being clear about what we're asking our kids to do, and they don't do it right. And we get upset. We're like, didn't you hear what I said? Like, I remember I used to tell Michelle to clean the bathroom, and she would do some crazy thing. And I would go in there and I'm like, I told you to clean the bathroom. What's wrong with this picture? Why is the bathroom still a mess? And she would say she cleaned it. And we would get into these arguments. And the problem was I wasn't being clear about my expectations. It's really important that we be very specific. So instead of saying clean the bathroom, I had to go in there and actually show her, this is how you clean the sink. And, take out the Comet and get the sponge and show her how it's done and what it'll look like when it's finished, and show her how to wipe down the metal, the faucets and things like that. Show her how to do the toilet, show her how to do the floors. I mean, everything had to be really specific. So cleaning the bathroom, to say clean the bathroom, her version of that was way different from what my version was. So oftentimes parents will think that their kids are rude or they're being difficult when really they just don't understand. And kids, for the most part, can't just say, I don't understand you. I don't understand what you're saying. Whether it's that they're afraid to be shamed, or they're afraid that they're not going to be heard, or that it's just their development, that they can't be, it's kind of like a saving face type of thing, that they just can't be seen as not knowing. They have a really, really hard time asking for help and asking for what they want.
Look, Bumble knows you're exhausted by dating. All the must not take yourself too seriously and 6'1" since that matters. And what do I even say other than hey? Well, that's why they're introducing an all-new Bumble with exciting features to make compatibility easier, starting the chat better, and dating safer. They've changed, so you don't have to. Download the new Bumble now.
So you have to understand, if the results aren't happening, chances are you haven't been clear enough. So there's several ways that you can make your expectations really clear. The first one is to get your child's attention. We just talked about this recently, getting close to them, getting on their level, sitting down and looking them in the eye, touching them on the shoulder. Once that you have their attention, then you can tell her or him what you expect. Another way that we can make our expectations clear is to tell the child what to do instead of what not to do. And I've had a whole pep talk on this before. Avoiding words like no, stop, and don't, because the kids' brains just don't even process them, especially preschool children. If you say no hitting, your child might think it's okay to pinch, punch, poke. If you say touch gently, what you want is much more clear. So anytime we say, don't jump, don't scream, all they hear is the jump and the scream. Their brain drops the don't part. So think about what you do want and make the request. That's going to be one way to make your expectations very clear. And then the other one is to tell them what to do. So some of the ones that are easy to change: stop running becomes walk. No hitting becomes touch gently. Don't touch becomes just look, or put your hands in your pockets. All of these are directives. Instead of saying, not to do something, they're telling them what to do instead. Don't wet on the rug becomes pee in the potty. Stop yelling becomes speak softly or use your inside voice. And no grabbing becomes ask for a turn. If you have trouble deciding what you want, your child will have much more trouble figuring out what you want. So it's important that you're clear. And then also to use language that your children understand. Most adults will use phrases whose meanings are different from the words in the phrase. For example, wait a minute means wait a bit, not 60 seconds. So kids will be counting. If you say wait a minute, they're going to count to 60. Well, that's not what we mean when we say it. So we can avoid that if we don't use the unclear language, or rather, if we use clear language. So if we say, I need you to wait for 5 minutes, and then make sure we have their attention, that we get with them and communicate with them within those 5 minutes. So making expectations clear is really important to be effective and to get what you need for your kids to do. So today, make sure you make your expectations clear every time you have an opportunity. And have a great day. Happy parenting.
Thank you so much for joining me here at the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast. I assume you're here because you're getting something out of these daily pep talks. And wouldn't it be great if more parents could hear more about these ideas for their children? And you can help me in a great way by liking the episodes, by sharing them on your social media, and especially by providing a review on your platform of choice. So if you could do me a huge favor and do that, it would really help get this out to many, many, many more parents. And we can all help our children feel more seen, heard, and understood, which is my life's work, is to make sure that all children feel loved and appreciated and that we can discipline them without breaking their spirit. So I hope that you've enjoyed these podcasts and will continue to enjoy them. And I really appreciate any support you can give me here at Positive Parenting Pep Talks. Thank you so much. Have a great day and happy parenting.